Good morning, everybody. It's Dr. Nan, author of Why Good Sex Matters, and we're going to talk today, and Jill's going to help us so that we can understand the neuroscience of pleasure for a smarter, happier, more purposeful life. And this is very applicable. We're doing 30 days of videos to help people thrive, not just survive, but thrive through the coronavirus challenge. So today I'm going to talk about the systems, the core wired-in systems that we share with Jilly and other animals. There's one main system, the seeking system, powered by dopamine, that gets us to meet our needs. When that system is working properly, we go into the world to meet our affiliative needs, or we stay home and do it these days, for care, which is connection with other people, for play, which is underdeveloped in most of us. And we, of course, have that one called lust, which was going a bit flat before the coronavirus, where people weren't having as much sex. So those affiliative systems are what nature wired us to be able to get our needs met with and through other people. Then we have the defensive systems, which are all about protection. So the first one is the panic grief system, and that's the system that gets tweaked when we are afraid of our resources, whether it's people or food or anything else, being less available. So right now with the coronavirus, we're all kind of feeling this panic grief, which makes a whole lot of sense. And these are visceral. They're in your body. You feel it in your body. As someone who's had panic attacks, I know what that feels like. So it's in your body. It's really very, very core. It's like you feel like the sense of impending doom when you're having a panic attack. And in a general way, when you're just generally anxious, as many of us are now, you feel that kind of tension in your body, a little tightness in your chest. So panic grief is good information, and we need to manage that. So the defensive systems are panic grief. The other one is called, whoa, rage, when people really kind of get in our way, when they block us from our resources, animals and people will fight. Fear is what's triggered. The fear defensive system is what's triggered in the moment when we're scared shitless. So the fear system teaches us very quickly to learn connections between things that frighten us so that those kind of associations linger in the middle level mind. And that can drive a lot of generalized anxiety through fear learning. So those are the defenses. We've got rage, we've got fear, we've got panic grief. On the other side, we have the affiliative systems, care, which is like the warm and fuzzy stuff we get through our connections. And that's opioids in our own body. They feel good and they're good for us. We have play, which we really need to connect with so that we get curious and feel like we have some resources. And then the lust system, self-explanatory, the urge to merge. Today, we're going to focus on seeking, which is the system that powers all. And that's the dopamine system. And even before the coronavirus, we were hijacked because our attention was so divided. The dopamine system was constantly working and working in a way that wasn't very helpful because we're waiting for the next beep. We're waiting for the next social media, like. We're waiting for the next video. We're waiting on continuous partial attention. So that's why we need to harness the seeking system and use it to our advantage. So this morning I woke up, I was a little flat trying to figure out how I was going to teach this information to clinicians on Saturday, and all day training that I'm doing that I can't do in person, that really requires a lot of experiential learning where you include people in the conversations and the exercises. So I was feeling a little bit flat. So I got curious and I said to myself, I wonder how I can get enthusiastic and playful in approaching my day, because I was feeling a little trapped with this lockdown thing and a little blue. And I got curious and I enlisted using the left side of my brain, the good part that can regulate emotions. I'm going, wake up. How can I get curious? How can I get playful? How can I downregulate some of this panic and, sort of claustrophobia? And so I thought about really being able to put myself in that mood by consciously harnessing my attention. So we can do a lot to help ourselves. And on the other side of the coronavirus challenge, we'll be better off if we learn these tools. Believe me, I'm an anxiety sufferer as well as a clinician and neuroscientist. So I teach what I need to know. And thank you all for hanging in there. And thank you all for everything that you do for yourselves and each other. And I'll be back soon to tell you more. So peace out and over. This was the Core Motion lecture.